Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own onion soup mix right at home with just a few pantry staple ingredients. Say what? Yes. A few years ago, I was making a recipe that required some onion soup mix, and I ran to the store to get it, and they were oddly enough out. Which, of course, in this day and age is not really a stretch, but years ago it was a stretch. There was nothing out at the grocery stores. I mean, there was no blizzard, there was no apocalypse, nothing was happening. So I was really confused and I was like, what the heck? I need this for a recipe. So off to Google I went, and I found lots of people who claimed their recipe was very similar to the onion soup that you get in the Lipton box. Now, I tried several of them and they were all really good, but this recipe that I'm going to show you today is the one that I thought worked best for my family and my taste buds. And best of all, it's all pantry staple stuff. So if you're ready for this adventure, I know I am, because I actually need some onion soup mix later this week, which, funny enough, I went to the store to get some onion soup mix, and then after I grabbed it off the shelf, I'm like, oh duh, I can make this myself. Maybe I'll do a video, and boom, here we are. So if you're ready for this adventure, let's get started. Okay, you guys, so this is super easy, like I promised, and it just takes a couple ingredients. We need 1/4 cup of onion, 2 tablespoons of beef broth, and I'm just gonna pour it right inside my onion. And really pay attention to what kind of beef broth bouillon you use. Because some of them do contain monosodium glutamate. If monosodium glutamate doesn't bother you, then you don't have to worry about that, but it does bother my body. So I have to make sure that I don't have it in there. So definitely make sure that you are getting one that has the things in it that you want and nothing you don't. Like for instance, this one's gluten-free. There are some who actually do contain some wheat, so just pay attention to that. Next, we are gonna have 1/8 teaspoon of paprika and 1/8 teaspoon of celery seed, and we're just gonna dump it into that same bowl. Now, because I get to control what I put in my onion soup mix, I'm actually using smoked paprika because I absolutely love that little bit of smoky flavor in my onion soup mix. And then we're gonna put in 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of parsley, and 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. And with my little whisk, I'm just going to mix it all together really well. Whoa, and make a mess, apparently. Ay, 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 this is where we can have nice things. All right, and there we have our homemade stuff. Now, I'm gonna get out the one from the packet. Now, as you can see, mine made double the amount of the one in the packet. So this recipe that I'll leave in the comments below is for both packets that are inside of this box. Because normally when I make a recipe, I need both packets for whatever it is because, usually I'm feeding 4 to 7 people. So just keep that in mind. My recipe makes double one packet. So this packet plus this packet equals our homemade stuff. And the price difference between these two is phenomenal because, like I may have mentioned earlier, you can find all of those ingredients in your bulk section at your grocery store if you have a good grocery store like I do. So you can find all of that, and all of the ingredients are listed on everything. So definitely check it out because this probably cost me, 25 cents to make this whole thing, whereas I'm pretty sure this was a couple dollars. So that's why I like making it. Okay, so now I want to show you the difference as to how it mixes together. So here I have my ounce of sour cream, and I'm just going to use a teaspoon of each of these mixes inside my sour cream. And I'm just going to use a little spoon and mix them all up. All right, already that looks amazing. It's making my stomach growl. And we'll mix up the other one. And as you can see, they look identical when they're mixed together. But as you can see in the other bowl, they do not look identical when they are dry and not mixed together. And that's because the beef broth I'm using is different than the beef broth they used. But then mixed together, almost identical. When you're bringing this dip to a party or something, you definitely want it to look mostly identical because people will be like, what's that? The only difference in mine is that little bit of smoky paprika that's in there. It kind of gives some red flecks, but you can barely see it. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this, and I can try to describe for you the difference between the two of these. So I'll do the regular onion soup mix one first. I mean, if you've had onion dip before, I mean, it just tastes like onion dip. So then we're gonna try our homemade one. Honestly, you guys, there is no comparison between the flavors of these two. The one that we mixed together is so much more bold and the flavors just pop all over your mouth. Whereas this one is a little muted. And probably it's a little muted because it has been in its package for who knows how long. And these are pretty fresh, I mean, comparatively, sort of, I guess. I mean, they came from the bulk bin, but anyway. Or maybe it has to do with the beef bouillon granules that I use, that they are just an organic, more healthy version. I don't know, but this tastes 100 times better than this. No offense, Lipton, at all. I still love you. Obviously, I still use you because you're in my cupboard, but I will prefer this over a package any day of the week because the flavors are just great and I can control what is in it. And those of you who are on a diet that requires no sugar additives, making your own is definitely a plus because this actually does contain sugar. Now, there are recipes that I have seen who actually also add the sugar in there, but tasting this side by side, you do not need the sugar. No way, no how. Why add extra sugar to your diet when you don't need it? You don't need it. You don't need it. That is so good. So I'm gonna use mine this week. I'll probably use this in some dip because I have some places to go this week. So I'll probably just use the rest of what I have in dip. And I'll save this for a recipe that's later this week. We're actually making hobo dinners. Now, if you've never heard of a hobo dinner before, you're gonna have to tune in to my next video because hobo dinners are so fun and they're amazing when you're feeding a large group of people and you have a lot of prep time, but you don't have a lot of time to spend in the kitchen once dinner is being served. We used to make them all the time when we were camping, and we've made them, of course, at home, and you can just do a ton of stuff with them. So I hope you'll join me next week when I make my hobo dinners, and we're actually gonna make beef hobo dinners, but you can make chicken and fish and all sorts of stuff, but it's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna use my homemade onion soup mix because that flavor trumps that flavor any day of the week. All right, you guys, did you enjoy that video? Is this something that you're gonna use in your everyday cooking adventures? Because I know that this is a good hack and it's a good recipe to, like I like to say, tuck into your back pocket because there are times whenever you're gonna need it and you're gonna be like, that's right, Heather showed me how to make this. It's super easy and all you need is just a couple things you probably already have in your pantry. Let me know if this is helpful to you because it does help me to know what to share with you in the future. And if you ever have any ideas of anything you want to see me try or you want to see debunked or, you know, just whatever, leave me a comment because I really love to adventure in my kitchen. And this community is amazing and you guys give me lots of ideas. So I would love some more ideas and I think that's it. If you're not subscribed already, please do hit that like button and I guess we will see you on the next adventure. Bye.